Kevin, can I at least introduce you?
Well, what's the difference, Pete?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
Hold on, let me tell people what's going on. Kevin Costner and the Modern West Band will be playing the Arcada Theater in St. Charles. If you pick up the current issue of Sports Illustrated, Earl Campbell on the cover. It's the Where Are They Now issue, and they do a story on the cast of Bull Durham. We'd like to welcome to the show Kevin Costner. Kevin, have you read Sports Illustrated yet?
I did read it, yeah. I remember giving the interview and then thinking, yeah, they did a good job, printing it up.
I got to tell you, I just watched Bull Durham last week. I swear to you, I just watched it. And you said in the article you have one regret from that movie. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, I said that the speech that a lot of people talk about, I didn't feel like I nailed it. Does that sound right?
Yes, that was it. You said you didn't nail the speech.
Listen, I love saying those words, and those words were, I think the words were better than I was. It's just a question, it's just an answer, and, look, if we can't be honest about stuff, what's the point?
You know, that movie stands the test of time. It's one of those classic movies you can watch over and over, like Animal House, like Stripes, like Caddyshack, one of those.
That's what you want when you make a movie. I mean, you don't want it to be dismissed. You don't know how it's going to be received, but you want something to travel through time. You want a kind of movie that people are willing to share. I mean, there's nothing like hearing a great joke or somebody coming the next day saying, I just read a great book or I just heard a great song. That the ability to share something that has a kind of something that you really feel good about is really what you're trying to do when you make a movie, something that lasts.
Do people walk up to you and quote the lines from your movie?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, I have guys come up to say, you the one that killed my friend? And I'm thinking, oh my God, here we go. And then I think, oh, it's the movie. It's the movie. So, listen, you bring a knife to a gunfight, the Untouchables. I didn't get to say that line, Sean did. But,
I love that line, man. I use it all the time.
It's perfect, that's the Chicago way.
Yes.
So, what happens is when movies are at their very best, they can be about moments that we never forget.
What was it like laying in bed with Susan Sarandon? Did you keep screwing up scenes so you could just lay there and make out with her?
Well, we were in the tub. We were in the bed.
Yes.
I was doing her toes.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah. I knew you were going to go there, man. I could just tell.
God, I love her, man.
Yeah, well, listen, she's the kind of girl, and I hope this doesn't come off wrong, but like in the 40s, sometimes they say a great broad. It's high praise, because it means for me, the idea that a girl that just has that ability to hang with guys, and I think the charm of Sarandon is always that she made everybody feel like they had a chance, and nobody did.
That's so true, isn't it? We're talking with Kevin Costner. When I first heard about your band, I'm like, here we go. Actors want to be singers, singers want to be actors, but who knew that Kevin Costner could sing? Well,
I mean, listen, we live in a world where, you hear things and people are just going to draw these really rough conclusions, and kind of, form their own opinions, and I get it. I live in this world. I understand. I'm not pretending to be anybody that I'm not. I didn't even know that the music was going to lead this far or take me around the world or bring me to Chicago. I simply wanted to play music live wherever I was making a movie or I found myself for any extended amount of time. And, we play original music. We play it really loud. And people began to ask us to play again and again. And 7 years later, we're playing. We played everywhere, and I'm really grateful for that. But I got to tell you, it wasn't the plan. I just wanted to play live, and usually things work the best for me when I just do them because that's what I want to do, and then somehow they get to a place that can be really surprising. And the idea that we're coming to Chicago, playing at St. Charles it's surprising. That was not the plan, but it is, and so we're going to show up and really have a lot of fun with people, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I got to tell you, man, you've made some of the greatest guy movies of all time. Of course, we talked about Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, another great one, but Tin Cup. Everybody loves Tin Cup. We had Cheech Marin on. Cheech wants a sequel. Is there going to be a sequel? There's been talk of a sequel.
I wait to hear from Ron on that. He's the guy. I mean, listen, I've been lucky to be in these movies because of a lot of other people. I get a lot of credit. Like it's my movie, and it's not. Ron Shelton wrote that movie. He directed Bull Durham and Tin Cup, and I feel great about being the guy that was able to represent his, vision of it. And so, you know, I do make movies for guys. I do. The reality is, I make sure there's great women in the movies.
Well, Renee Russo. You know, we were talking about Susan Sarandon. What about Renee Russo and Tin Cup?
Yeah, really, very.
That's tough, man. It's tough being you.
I know nobody's feeling bad for me.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, it's listen, they're and a really great girl. You know, a really great girl.
Mm-hmm. And Kevin, what's going on with the Lake County Fielders here? You're co-owner.
Well, you know, that thing went through a thing. I think we all kind of know what we're talking about. And I know the guy that asked me to come in and join that organization, and he's a really good guy. And I hope that this thing gets straightened out, because I know he's a good man, and I think that the truth is going to really come out about what happened up there. And the truth has to come out anyway, and I believe Rich.
Right. And Kevin Costner had the Clooney factor before Clooney.
Well, listen, I remember,
am I right?
I remember, you know, I cut my hair really short for The Bodyguard, and for whatever reason, critics went really crazy, and guys started wearing their hair like that for the next 15 years. So I don't know what to do about this criticism. But listen, I've enjoyed my life. I think George is having a really good run. I don't trade what I've got. Making movies is something that has been a privilege. I make them so that they can hopefully be classic, and that's the only reason why I try to start them.
Well, I got to tell you, man, pleasure to talk to you. And you're playing the Arcata Theater in St. Charles. And next time you're in town, I know you're going to come back around, because if people go to YouTube and watch your videos, you can sing. We got to get you up here in studio.
Yeah, well, listen, there's a lot that to be done, and that sounds like a nice invite. And I hope to see people. Is it Sunday night?
It is Saturday night.
Okay, see, I just missed it by a day. That would be tragic.
Saturday night in St. Charles. You're like that Southwest commercial. What city am I in? How you doing, Detroit? No, you're in Philadelphia.
It's so true. Listen, I hope we're gonna play really loud, have a lot of fun. I hope to see people there, and I'll do some music from the Hatfield and McCoys. We made a record called "Famous for Killing Each Other," and I'm really proud of that record. And let's have a good time. That's the point, right?
I love it.
And there's just not enough good times in the world.
Kevin, great to talk to you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Take care, Pete.
All right, see you, buddy.
Bye.